I would request all of you please be silent. Students, to start afresh after a burst of energy, I would like to request Dr. Piyush Naik sir to take over the dais.
Thank you.
Good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, okay. A very good evening to all of you. It's a very challenging task once all the HR stalwarts take up your place. First went with Dr. Vivek Singh, then Mr. Sushil Agarwal was here. So it's a kind of very challenging now to keep you up to the mark, and obviously we will try our level best because this topic is specifically meant for Generation Z. Generation Z means you guys, alright? Yes. So I will be talking about Little down first, please. So what I'm holding for you, my topic is workforce readiness, significant skills for 21st century. Shall we start? Is it fine? No energy, no zeal. See? There, that's it. Okay, okay. Let me give you a quick just introduction of mine first. My name is Piyush. I work for Singapore-based IT venture in Indore. Basically, at this moment, we are hiring interns. In Indore, we have a technology innovation center. I take care of entire campus recruitments and leadership hirings for this group. I have been responsible for India, UK, US, and Europe hirings as well. So I have been privileged to talk to you as a Generation Z, who will be listening more about what it takes to be a part for the workforce readiness basically. My topic is very simple and plain because my target audience is you only. The basic reason behind this, selecting this workforce readiness, significant skills for 21st century is, most of the candidates, there is one question has been asked by one of the candidates that what it takes to judge a candidate or how we normally judge a candidate, right? So I will try my level best to answer all those questions which you are holding in your mind, because normally it happens, you guys are not so sure what exactly has been the requisite from a corporate, being a fresher or something like that. Alright, so here is my topic, workforce readiness, significant skills for 21st century Trump. I'm not going to talk about the British motorcycle company Trump. We will talk about the topic. This is workforce readiness, significant skills for 21st century. Alright, so we will talk about the skills which are intended to help individuals matching the lightning pace of today's modern markets. each skill is unique and how it helps the individual to be a part of the corporate. So we are going to explore the same. Agenda for this is very clear. We will talk about the 4 points. One is learning skills, second is literacy skills, third is life skills, fourth is social skills. And what kind of expectation being an employer holds from the freshers, and what academia basically needs to do to keep the things in a right manner. So here we talk about the learning skills, which will be talking all the way about the mental processes required to adopt and improve upon modern work environment, right? In literacy skills, we will talk about focuses how individual can discern facts and the technology behind them, right? Life skills, we will be talking about the intangible elements of life, focuses on personal and professional qualities. Then we will talk about social skills, significant skills which need to add to your lives. Whatever the stalwarts have been talking about, the various practices, various parts about the interviews and what we look for a candidate, I just have tried my level best to put it and in the slide in a very colorful manner. I know it's like post-lunch sessions are really very happy. We have a tea break and you have been listening to around and around HR guys. So let me try. Let's talk something about learning skills. I will simply talk about 4C. They are finding solution to problems. What we look for, the critical thinking. We look for thinking out of the box. That is creativity. We look for working with others. That is the collaboration. And the fourth one is talking to others is the communication. If we talk about critical thinking, it is basically the mechanism that weeds out the problem and replaces them with fruitful endeavors, as an individual has to do when they have a teacher, mentor, guide at their disposal. Critical thinking is basically very much needed at this moment, and if we coming on to the creativity part, creativity thinking means looking at something in a new way. We will be talking about innovation and everything. If time allows, I would really like to show you a video if time permits me. Right? Creative thinking, this is a skill which empowers the individual to see the concept in different light, which leads to innovation. Creative people have the ability to devise new ways to carry out tasks, solve problems, and meet challenges. What we expect is, the third point is the collaboration, means getting individuals to work together, achieve compromises, and get the best results from solving the problem. Key element of the collaboration is basically the willingness, which leads to the idea of greater good. Fourth and the last is the communication, which basically acts as a glue, which is significant to maintain the profitability, holding the potential to eliminate the confusion within the workplace, teams, departments, and etc. Looking on to this literacy skills, this thing further has been divided into 2 portions. Like, you know what is information literacy basically? You guys know about it because you do it on the regular basis, whether it's a movie show or a book review or how to do videos on YouTube or product reviews, or you look for a job, or you look for appear for an interview. What do you normally do? What is the criteria of searching for the same? Basically, you guys think about all the informal research you do every day. What you do, you take the help of Professor Google, right? To search out movie reviews, how to do videos, all the time, information is available to you, right? So this is, we all have information needs basically, and being able to effectively identify and meet those needs is at the core information literacy. Do you think that, what about some surprising statistics you heard cited by a politician or by a political candidate? Do you think these are correct, or what are the ways to get it corrected? Do you have any idea about it? What you do for searching the information? Was it relevant? Or was it a viral news? Is making some sense to you? Or how it is? What is the process you normally adopt for the same? Yeah, perfect. What else? I'm not going to talk about any core HR ship or something like that. I really want you guys to participate in this because I will be concluding the same thing what we require at this moment. My company is recruiting interns from top premium institutes of India in which we don't go for any kind of technical skills. Trust me. All we need is two things which I will be sharing you the same once I conclude the entire presentation. Alright? Okay, so coming on to the point, what you need to do is basically you need to understand facts, figures, statistics and data. What are you doing? Like for movie review, how this Amitabh Bachchan is doing well in Badla and how this new movie photographer is going around, what is the theme, what is the review. So you search it over the Google. So basically understanding facts, figures, statistics and data basically requires an individual's ability to locate, evaluate and use the effectively needed information. So this is all about the information literacy. We will talk about coming on to the second part, that is technology literacy. This is meant for the basic information they need to understand what gadgets perform, what tasks and how this will be adding up and why this is going to perform. It is further to teach about machines involved in the information age. If you tend to understand how the technology works, it will be merely a magic for you. So, talking about this, literacy skills have been covered. Coming on to the third part, this is the utmost requirement at this level, that is the life skills. We were talking about flexibility, we were talking about initiative. Garima was talking about the flexibility, what kind of flexibility they look for, how it is, and what kind of leadership and initiative and individual needs to take care of. So let me give you a brief about it. Life skills, basically these skills are pertaining to someone's personal life, but they actually bleed into professional settings as well. Right? These skills, if you talk about flexibility, flexibility is merely an expression. What Garima was saying, I am just correlating to the same. Once you need to show your confidence, you need to show your flexibility, but flexibility is what? It is all about the ongoing expression which you are hold in terms of getting the thing done. But this expression is based out into two uncomfortable ideas. First, your way isn't always the best way. You need to be flexible with that. Second, you have to know and admit when you are wrong. This is again the terminology in which flexibility is coming across. So flexibility is crucial in long-term success. Knowing when to change, how to react is a skill which will be paying you dividends later. If we talk about leadership, entry-level workers need leadership skills for several reasons. You know that. If we talk about the entry level, what we were talking about, the interns and everything, what a fresher needs, this is the most important aspect that helps them to understand the decision that managers and business leaders must make. Then those entry-level employees can apply their leadership skills when they are promoted to middle management, right? And if we talk about initiative is basically the self-starter. So this is, once we look for a person, for the fresher or something, we normally go for the self-starter, go-getter. These kind of terminologies have been used in the various JDs. So what it actually means. So initiative varies from person to person. It means working on projects outside of regular working hours. It indicates someone's character in terms of work ethic and professional progress. Basically, it doubles when it practiced with flexibility and leadership. Right? Coming on to this fourth part of this life skills, productivity. In business terms, we normally term it as efficiency. It is all about common goals of any professional firm, from entry level to CEO, to get more done in less time. By understanding the productivity strategies, you can always discover the best to work out in the great mannerism. Social skills. Another, we do have significant skills which you really need to add up to your life. It is etiquette, what has already been shared, it is politeness, and it is the mannerism which plays a vital role in today's world. Right? So coming on to this expectation part, I will be concluding it by means of two. Academia would need to, what academia really need to work on, right? I will be briefing it out. It's a mandate, basically new way of looking at the way we take classes and groom candidates. Training generation wise, entirely a new ball game with information available on a click button with Professor Google. The delivery of content and knowledge has to be revisited and revised for current times. Investment on faculties. Institutes should be innovative enough to attract, retain and groom the best minds. Collaboration between institutions, foreign universities and industry would act as boom. Leverage industries. It is critical for the academia to be plugged with industry and to leverage the experience and expertise of industries to make the course curriculum, syllabus and contents relevant and current. The partnership, academia and industry would together and revamping experience for students and academicians and administrators. In my current role, what I have been responsible for, see, we have been recruiting because we do have a target to triplicate the size by December 2019, right? In my current role, what we have been doing in a very amazing manner, we are getting more industry academia partnerships with the premium universities. We are getting their course curriculum revised, we are getting their contents revised, we are getting their syllabus revised, because what actually industry looks for is totally missing these days. You have been going through your old modules, what you have been told, the binary tree starting in Java or something like that. Gone are the days. We are looking for something amazingly well in terms of some career technology, because in my domain, this is a domain which keeps you on toes 24/7. In my domain, we need a flexible candidates who need to travel across all over the globe, because we do have a technology innovation center based out in Indore, and out of Indore we do have various offices based out in every continent basically, right? Coming on to employers are likely to demand. So there is a changing trend in employer side as well. Just in time hiring will be there, which is basically employers will resort to hire talent just in time, then ride on speculative forecast. Final semester hiring and off-campus hiring will be the normal future. Ready to deploy, in which employers would need resources to be productive as soon as joining the organization. What Garima was mentioning, that was 100% correct. 3 months is the time. This is the time what they are giving it to you as a fresher to learn the technology and other aspects. But this will not be the time, because we are not here to make any huge investment for basic software training, and languages will no more longer be viable. It is all about the viability of candidate, how much he can learn, how much he can go with the technological aspects and like that. We are looking for fungible resources. Employers would need resources who can play jack of all trades and willing to upskill, reskill and flexible to be groomed as per the customer needs. Moreover, we have been expanding our base towards tier 2 expansion for the talent sourcing, because due to resource limitation in metros and major cities will force employees to explore the tier 2 place like Vizag, Chandigarh, Indore, Jaipur, Coimbatore, etc. Employers will continue to play a major role in participating and partnering with academia to create a seamless supply chain of talent. Anything else you would like to ask me? Because there is a normal question, what company looks for? I hope I am able to communicate the same thing to you. We look for flexibility, we look for initiatives, we look for leadership, we look for productivity. Simple. changing, trends have been changing. We have been doing and interviewing the candidates in a very different manner. Last time, I think almost like 2 weeks back, I get a chance to have an open campus in IIST. Unfortunately, the turn-up ratio from a candidate in terms of joining towards our company was very less. I don't know what's the reason. Reason lies within these skills what we have been sharing it with you. We don't need a super man or something of technology who comes and joins learning everything and on the day one gets on board and he will be simply showing us that what I can do the best for you. We provide, that is the reason we have started with this internship relationship first. And we are providing the internship, that too paid ones. We have been paying 20,000 a month to all the interns who will be joining us. I know our process is kind of little stringent because we are little odd from the normal IT companies. We are a product-based company, so we need something hip-hop kind of guys who can join us and rock the floor. Any more questions for me? I would like to add one more thing. Once I conclude my presentation, still there is one question from the freshers, what we normally look for. Let me tell you. We look for the basic cognitive skills. What is cognitive skills? These are the brain-based skills we need to carry out any task from simplest to complex, right? Which is related to the mechanism, how you can learn, how you can solve the problem, and how you can pay attention. The second is the non-cognitive skills. These are the soft skills related to individuals' personality, temperament, and aptitude. Simple. Good communication skills, whether you have good technical skills, whatever has been taught to you, what you can do the best, and that's it. I have written something for you here in a Mandarin. This is basically Bauchi Senti Kankya. I mean, stay fit and thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, what is that?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I believe the students will definitely leverage your knowledge and benefit themselves. To extend a token of gratitude, I would like to request Dr. Pankaj Dixit, sir, Principal in Charge IIT, to come over the dais. If anyone is having any doubts regarding the hiring process, they can clear it right now. Students?
Can we apply today for internship?
You are more than welcome. See, I need the candidates, right, who are available 24/7, right? 24/7 means 24/7, no Sundays off, no Saturdays, nothing like that. You must hold a passport. This is simple process. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I will now invite Mr. Sachin, Cipla HR Limited Indore to deliver his lecture. So please.
इसका पासपोर्ट पाकिस्तान का बना रहा था, पाकिस्तान का पासपोर्ट बना रहा था, भूटान का भी है, नेपाल चलने से पहले। Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
मुझे पता है बहुत मुश्किल है, स्पेशली वंस सुशील स्पोक और strike the right chord, उसके बाद giving you a lecture, especially on the HR, will be very very difficult. For us students, please understand, guys, life has to be very very serious. At least we young professionals who want the future of India. The only request from my side is that please listen to it, because life में humor होना बहुत जरूरी है. But end of the day, please understand one thing very clearly. You have to be serious in life. और आज का दौर जो है कंपटीशन का दौर है, and survival is the fittest. So please stay focused. At least know your industry really well. That's important for all of us, right? Very happy and very delighted to be a part of this HR conclave today. The topic which has been given to me is innovative ways to build a motivational workforce through artful HR. Topic थोड़ा सा serious है, but at least you should know what is the role of HR in this present world, right? So if you try and see in the last 2-3 decades, many things have changed. Business को करने का तरीका has got changed, technology has changed, new ways are coming slowly and gradually. The intent is we have to change with the changing times. ये बहुत important है, right? और आज की डेट में the major focus has been on innovation. The focus has been on creativity. And the best part is we should adapt ourselves to the changing scenario. Now this paradigm shift, especially the HR, has also been done. If you see the HR of the past and the HR of the future, you would find huge amount of difference. HR पहले क्या था? HR used to be somebody whose focus was on the legal part, more of the compliance part. When I talk about today, role of a present HR is totally different. He is working like a strategic business partner. He's been working very closely with the business leaders. उनका काम है to understand business. उनका काम है to ensure we have higher productivity. उनका काम है to ensure that we hire the right people in the organization. So from a paradigm shift, what personal department used to do in the recent past or in the 3 decades back, आज का role of HR has become totally different, right? So please understand, guys, हमारे time में when we started our careers, life was totally different. और आज की date में ample pool of people standing here, but the opportunities are very very limited. And you have to differentiate yourself from the herd. That's the only way to succeed. We can laugh, we can discuss, doesn't matter. But if you are not upgrading yourself for the future, you are finished, gone. So take it very very seriously. I'll tell you 2 specific challenges which are being faced by the industry. One is how to attract talent. Even if I try and attract talent, how to retain and sustain talent. And यहाँ पे the role of HR could be very very crucial, because वही custodian है talent के. And personally speaking, जो jargon है employee motivation, ये मेरे लिए puzzle है, very honestly. And every HR professional is trying to solve this jargon word called motivation, right? So let me ask you, before I go to the word called motivation, I'm going to give you a certain data points. There was a survey which was conducted by Avon Consulting Group in 2017, especially on the employee engagement piece. They covered around 1,000 odd companies, around 35 sectors. One thing which came very very common, 35% of the employees on average are actively or passively disengaged. For आज के scenario में, if you have a disengaged employee, it's going to be very difficult for us to try and achieve what companies are expecting from, right? So motivation very very important. दो सवाल आते हैं इसमें. The first question, why do people work for the organizations? और दूसरा सवाल, why do people go in extra mile? Do people only work for money? Give me an answer. लोग सिर्फ पैसे के लिए काम करते हैं? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. It could be one of the factors. But there is something extra which instigates people, prompt people to go extra mile to achieve that objective. उसको हम motivation बोलते हैं. I'll give you a classical example. People, especially with regard to our armed forces, do they work for money?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Money important है? Yes or no?
No.
Money important है? Yes. It is important. We have to earn money for our families. But is that the only solution? The answer is no. Armed forces में ऐसा क्या है कि they are ready and willing to die for the country? It could be a part of purpose. It could be something which is a sense of motivation for them. कि they are working for a cause and the cause is the country. तो ये जो passion है, that is the most decisive factor. And they are happily willing to die for the country for a specific cause. So this is what is the magic of motivation that can do wonders for all of us. So I'm going to talk about little about the motivation now. And we categorize motivation into two parts. One, to build a motivation within the workforce, और दूसरा part to sustain that motivation within the workforce, within the organization. I'll talk about the first part here, or culture. Do you know what is culture? ईमानदारी से. Everybody hears about culture. What is culture? Guys, I want you to be participative, especially the backbenchers. Sitting one thing very clearly, your passion should be here. Your confidence should be here. लोग क्या सोचते हैं हमारे बारे में, हम क्या पूछेंगे, क्या हंसेंगे, doesn't matter. You need to express yourself very clearly. लोग यहाँ पे जो मेरे जर्नलिस्ट मेंबर्स हैं कि हम क्या चाहते हैं, while how do we interview people? एक चीज बहुत क्लियर है, we should be able to express ourselves. I may have a different opinion with my panel members. English जरूरी है. You have to learn the art of communication. You have to learn to express yourself. हम यहाँ से आते हैं, आप एमपी से आते हैं, मैं हिमाचल से आता हूँ, बहुत छोटा सा स्टेट है. मुझे पता है मुझमें कुछ कमी है. What am I doing on this? Sitting idle, that's it. We cannot blame, please understand guys, the expectation of industries are very, very high. This college can give you a platform, but you have to prove yourself. That's very important. कितने लोग WhatsApp यहाँ पे यूज करते हैं, कितने लोग Facebook यूज करते हैं? Everybody uses it. कितने लोग YouTube यूज करते हैं? कितने लोग मैनेजमेंट के वीडियो सुनते हैं? Do it every day. YouTube is something which can make you learn so much. And learning is a self process. Nobody would stamp something on you on a piece of paper. He said, "ये learning है, please ले लीजिए." Nothing would happen like this. जबलपुर की लड़की है, she proved herself. Please understand, guys. तो कहीं ना कहीं you have to understand. Sense of seriousness, very important. आपको बार बार क्यों बोल रहा हूँ कि I have taken interviews in almost every college, starting from NIT colleges, starting from MBA colleges, starting from IIM colleges, every college. Every college. We don't have to undermine ourselves. जो हम करते हैं, Everybody is a born smart. उसको sustain कैसे करना है, you have to understand that one. Nothing more, nothing less. At least try and prove something to yourself. ये मैं कर सकता हूँ. That's very important. You have to upgrade yourselves. चाहे knowledge हो, आपकी book वाली, चाहे what exactly is happening in the industry, that is also very important. But you should have the art to express yourself. Somebody says कि I have experience of around 15 years, मैं देख के पहचान सकता हूँ, पहचान सकती हूँ कि ये अंदर आगे की मेरे में ऐसी आर्ट नहीं है, अभी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. जो आप मुझे दिखाओगे मैं वही देखूंगा. And you should know कि मैं क्या देखना चाहता हूँ. That is an art. और इस पे काम करना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. Every person, be it pharmacy guys, be it engineering guys, be it MBA guys. आज की डेट में मैं अपने बारे में क्या सोचता हूँ, it doesn't matter much. I think I'm a James Bond. लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, that's more important. Try and focus on that. Picture अपनी आप खुद create करते हैं. To try and make your own picture. वो कैसे बनानी है, it is up to you to decide. मस्ती कीजिए, enjoy your life. But this is the most crucial stage for every person who's sitting here. फिर हम बोलते हैं मैं नौकरी नहीं करती. बॉस, नौकरियों की कोई कमी नहीं है. We should have the right talent. We should have the right temperament. Just grab it. बहुत पैसा मार्केट में. They're only looking for the right people. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But ask yourself, am I the right person for the job? The people said no. We don't have the time to try and train people. किसी के पास समय नहीं. We want somebody who can fit into my culture, fit into my role, and right from the day one, please go ahead. With me, बहुत serious हो गया, पर very important, बहुत बहुत important. आपको realize करना होगा, जिंदगी इतनी आसान नहीं है जितना हम सोचते हैं. Please prove it to yourself. मैं कोई बहुत हाई फाई MBA कॉलेज से नहीं आया हूँ, but I have proved myself in the last 16 years जहाँ मैं आज बैठा हूँ. Nobody gave me something on a piece of platter. I'm handling 5 manufacturing plants of Cipla in Indore. मैंने achieve किया है because of my hard work. The way I have portrayed myself, the way I have enhanced my knowledge skills. Start your career with something, even if you get 5,000, it doesn't matter. At least you would gain something as an experience. There are a couple of people who may get a campus placement. There might be a couple of people who may not get a campus placement. Entry करना इंडस्ट्री में is very, very, very. अगर 5 साल पे मिलता doesn't matter. At least you would gain, which is called the experience. Then start upgrading yourself. मुझे कैंपस प्लेसमेंट नहीं मिला, ईमानदार. But I can equate myself somebody who is an IIM pass out, experience of around 15 years. I can equate myself because I have built myself up. Clear? तो वापस आते हैं इसके ऊपर. और कल्चर क्या होता है? कल्चर, I want people to respond here.
So regulation pattern the system from company. If the company follow the specific system pattern and regulation, that's called the culture.
Culture को मैं define करूँ एक बार आप लोगों के लिए. What is culture? What we practice, what we preach. It comes from our values. It comes from our belief. It comes from our objective. Employees क्या? What do employees expect from the company? क्या expect करते हैं? Somebody said mutual respect, right? Somebody said it has to be a team collaboration. Somebody says integrity and trust. These are the basic expectations of every employee when he joins the organization. और यही culture है which we have to practice and which we have to nurture. Clear? I'll give you two classical examples of cultural transformation in the corporate world. One is Cipla, because I am a part of Cipla team for the last 2.5 years, and Cipla has undergone a transformation, a cultural transformation in the last 3 years. We reinforce our credo, we reinforce our belief, we reinforce our objective. हमारा objective क्या है? Cipla as a company, caring for life. हमारा intent क्या है? To try and manufacture a product which is affordable to every patient. ये हमारा objective है, and that is where Cipla remains. Clear? कल्चर की बात करता हूँ, माइंडसेट प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. We have driven this culture right from the top, where leaders have owned that, and subsequently each and every employee has imbibed what is the motto of company, what are the values of the company. If you ask any employee of Cipla, he knows what is the mission of the company in FY22. But we have a specific plan. What exactly is the motto of the company? We know. And साथ में we are also promoting this culture of appreciation, culture of one team Cipla, and couple of more things. So basically, in the last 2.5 years, we also believe that if we have to go, say we have to double our sales, if we have to triplicate our profits, there has to be a cultural transformation in the organization. And here on the track. One classical example of a company called Godrej Consumer Products Limited. This company encouraged the female employees to be a part of Godrej Consumer. They created the learning avenues for the female employees. They hired female employees at the leadership level. And can you imagine, manufacturing में we are only contributing 7-8% जो female employees की ratio है. But that company is contributing 53% of the total workforce within Godrej company. So that is what we are talking about as a cultural transformation, empowering women. Right? Second part, the leadership trait. I think a couple of people, my panel members, have spoken about the leadership. What is leadership? It is an art of influencing people. It is something that we try and align our teams. We create a stronger connect with our people. We guide our people, we nurture our people to accomplish the objective which has been assigned to us. यही काम है लीडर का, right? The good part or the bad part is कि आज के दौर में there is a scarcity of leaders and managers in the organization. So even if you wish to create a culture, the buck stops at the manager because he doesn't understand that. Manager is not equipped to handle the teams effectively. अगर मेरा manager doesn't understand me, would I be a motivated employee? Yes or no?
No.
That's it. So companies are now slowly and gradually spending huge amount of money in terms of creating great leaders, good managers who would be the future leaders of the organization. I'll give you a classical example of Cipla once again. 2 years back, we thought there is a scarcity, there is a concern with regard to managers. So they designed 3 specific programs for Cipla. One was for the senior leadership team, the CLAP program, right? Second program was for the middle management people, the leaders at the mid-level. And the third part was for the first-time managers, people who are shifting themselves from an individual contributor to the first-time managers. And nothing would happen in 2 days' time. It's a journey of transformation. Reinforcing the thought again and again that yes, we are working on something and we would create a futuristic leadership pipeline for the near future. So that's the agenda Cipla is carrying for the last 2.5 years. Third part, the job design. आज की डेट में the biggest challenge is the business is very complex. बहुत सारे roles होते हैं वो आपस में overlap करते हैं. If I would be a biggest demotivating factor for me if I don't know what is expected out of me. Right or wrong? मुझे पता ही नहीं है मुझे करना क्या है. एक ऑटोमोटिव सेक्टर का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. सेल्स एग्जीक्यूटिव क्या करता है सर? कार बेचता है. एक सेल्स मैनेजर क्या करता है? कार बेचता है. एक एरिया सेल्स मैनेजर क्या करता है? वो भी कार बेचता है. There has to be a differentiation of roles and responsibilities. And that is the biggest concern for the organization these days because business is complex. So we did a specific exercise in Cipla 2 years back, which was a banding exercise. The purpose was to create every unique role and write their role description. The intent and the purpose was everybody in the organization should know what is expected out of them. I am happy, I know what is expected out of me, I try and focus on that. My colleague, he doesn't know because 3 people perceive that this is the job which we have to handle collectively. It is a sense of motivation, demotivation for most of them. Next part, sustainability rewards, very important. I also understand that if you want to attract the right talent, you have to be at par with the industry. अगर at par नहीं है, we will not be able to attract that. पर पैसा सब कुछ नहीं है. It may be the biggest motivating factor for most of the professionals, और उसके साथ एक intangible theme है, which is also connected to it. Theme is connect. Theme is that we are strongly bound. Theme is that we have created a culture of appreciation. The theme is that we are awarding people for their good performances, the intangible part. Next is the learning and development piece, very important. This is something which would give me a personal sense of comfort that yes, if companies are ready and willing to invest on me, I will be the most happiest person. I'll give you a couple of examples, especially the data motors. So they have a career progression for all the high performers in the organization. There is a clear-cut path there, and Tata Motors invest huge amount of money on their learning and development piece, so that they are creating the leaders for tomorrow. This is employee engagement. I think this is something very close to my heart. I'm giving you examples about Cipla because we have changed the culture in Cipla, very honestly in stating that. But employee engagement is something which can create wonders for all of us. Employee engagement is something which can create positive vibes all across ecosystem. And it is something which is creating wonderful cultural transformation in the organization, right? So these are the major levers of motivation when we talk about from a Cipla standpoint. This is all from my side. Outcome. If your workforce is very motivated, high performance, happiness, satisfaction, commitment and retention. So that is something which is a challenge for industry. I being a HR professional, there are many challenges from an HR standpoint. I have just given you a perspective because the aspirations are employees which we have to cater so that we are able to accomplish the targets which have been given by the company to all of us, right? Thank you very much. I thank you for your patience hearing. And please feel free to ask any question. Stand up and ask. And you should have the guts to stand up and ask, especially from the back benches. Anybody? Any concern anybody has? Anybody needs some clarity on his career? I would be really happy to answer anything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The students will be taking a lot of thoughts back home from this lecture. For concluding remarks, before that, I would like to present a memento to our guest, and for that I would like to call upon Dr. Raghuvi sir on the dais. Right. So please. Projector. For the concluding remarks, I would invite Dr. Raghuvi sir, Principal IIST.
So, good evening to you all. The session has come to an end, and it was a wonderful session that started with Dr. Vivek Singh's points about big goals, excellence, and the purpose for which we are doing all these things. And there was a mentioning about the future of the organizations as well. And one peculiar point or more specific point that he has mentioned, and which is very much relevant to the today's context, is following the intent of the process. Right? So we all follow the process. Being Indians, we are very good at following the process. Everything will be on a piece of paper, nothing will be in the reality. So we create engineering graduates, but we will be having a lack of engineers. We create management graduates, but we don't get managers. So that is why instead of following the process alone, it is better to follow the intent of the process. So that was the point that was observed from Dr. Vivek's session, followed by Sushilji's session, which was very much interesting for you people, but the gist of it is stop blaming others and keep working on what you can. And the highlight of this talk was, unless you believe yourself, you cannot become what you wanted to be. There is a saying in English, if you can, you can. If you can't, you are right. Right? The moment you say you can't, you are right. Nobody else can make you to do that again. And followed by Ms. Garima's session, which was focusing on the trust on the employee. So the trust brings the confidence among the employee to work better for you. And the communication is very much important among the employee. So as an employer or a manager, you need to keep communicating with them, otherwise people perceive things. For a day, if you would have not said a wish for them, like not said good morning or good evening, they may think like you are thinking of firing them. So that should not happen in an organization, so it is always better to keep the communication alive. So followed by Piyush's session, which focused on skill, flexibility, initiative and productivity. Those are the qualities which are required for being a successful intern. So as you all aware that internship is a great thing that you need to take up very seriously, because in IIT systems or university systems, they call internship as a pre-placement opportunity. So if you are not able to get the pre-placement, the chances of getting the placement are very less. So you may think like, why should I work hard for the internship? But I'm really saying like, if you are not able to crack an internship, it is going to be very difficult for you to get a job opportunity as well. So internship is a precursor to the actual placements that you are going through. And finally, Sachin ji highlighted about the artful HR. Since my joining here, I have been taking some activity related to HR, to say actually, because I was involved in the recruitment of the faculty members. So I know how difficult it is to understand. As you people are asking, like how to identify within a short period of time whether this person suits for an organization or not. Particularly in the case of recruiting teachers, it is very much difficult because they would have come prepared with a 2-minute presentation by which we cannot estimate the potential of a particular teacher. But still, intuition works as usual. Intuition is the only thing in which Indians are very, very good compared to that of the other countries, because other countries won't go with intuition at all. You just check it up with US airports. The moment you put on your hand in your pocket, all of you will be showing the gun at you. But Indian police exactly knows that this person will never carry a gun with them. So even though you show a real gun, they may think like it is a Diwali pataka or something like that. So that is the intuition. Power of intuition is the one that we possess comparatively better than the other country people.
We should still follow the scientific way of the country.
Yeah, slowly we need to move towards the scientific ways of that as well, because I hear one of the news in which one of the police officers got his gun fully exhausted and he was saying time and he was able to capture those people, which will never happen in any of the Western countries. Not for sure, right? So because since from the childhood we used to play like that with those sounds only, so they are arting the mimicry also well. So these are the valid points that we have taken today throughout the sessions, and we very much thank those people who shared their time and delivered these things to us. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. To extend a word of thanks, I would now like to call upon Dr. Pankaj Dixit, sir, Principal in Charge, IIT.
Very good evening to all of you. All the dignitaries present on the dais, all the HR professionals, IIST, IMR principals, Vivek sir, Mayank sir, Honorable DG sir, all the IIST, IMR, IIT family members and students. It is a privilege that I am being asked to deliver a vote of thanks today on this occasion. First of all, I would like to thank all the keynote speakers who have shared their opinions and views in an unbiased manner, so that all of us here can be a part of it. And I am sure that all the students that have learned and that have heard you all during the entire day will be able to shape a roadmap for their future careers. Thank you to all the dignitaries for sharing their views. Next, I would like to thank our Honorable Director General sir, our Chairman Sushil Agarwal sir, for constantly pursuing us for making the HR conclave a reality. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank all the family members, organizing committee members, and student volunteers for working so hard to make this event a reality today. Finally, before I end my speech, I just like to share a quote from a famous English author, which said, "Experience is not what happens to a man, but it is what a person does with what happens to him." I hope that today's events and today's talks become an experience to all the students of IIST, IMR and IIP members, a cherishable and career-mentoring experience. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
One day you will get the very good news about our culture program. The senior IIST fourth year students were asking me and demanding that annual function should be on Saturday so that they can participate. By God's grace, I think IIT exam is from 8th March, is it correct? IIT 8th April. If that is the case, then annual function will be on 5th and 6th, so that they can also participate. The 5th will be the expected so-called Bollywood night. And 6th will be your day.
Okay, sir.
Where you will do culture program as well as fashion show, etc., etc.
Okay.
All the best.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. You have participated with full vigor and enthusiasm, and all the volunteers, they have done excellent work. Thank you very much.
क्या इसका स्टॉप स्ट्रीमिंग कर दूं ना सर?